That's a fine maypole. right here by the road.
I'm always glad to see polite people like you. God be with you.
God be with you. How's the watch going?
Not bad, so far.
So I says to him, "No, father, I haven't been fornicating. I've just been loving my neighbour."
Hey! You alright there, laddie?
Oh, you should have seen him. He went as red as a cardinal's hat. Aye. Hey, servant, bring some wine.
Me? I'm not a servant.
Oh, I know. Old Samine is saving supplies for the wedding later. But you didn't need to bother your wee head about that.
Look, I'm not from here.
Oh. I didn't give a fuck where you're frae. You speak our language, do you not?
Well, Yarko, seems to me this fella doesn't know how to behave toward his betters.
The old man's hired hands are lacking in manners. We'll soon fix that. I'll get you.
Didn't they...
Why did you do that?
Fuck you! Yeah, fuck that.
Hey! Stop fighting!
You're the wee fucker slapping the executioner, sharpening his axe for you.
Whack it!
Rub his beak in the dirt.
Who's that madman?
I'll beat you! Getcha!
Shame on you!
Da! Ha! Da! Ha! I'm all yours!
Hear the wee fucker in the little
That check for carapasting.
Ah!
to the stocks with me!
Ha! Come on.
Oh, you wee blasted! The devil's name is fucking going on here.
What do you think's going on, Grandad? I'm teaching your people here how we do things.
Grandad?
Why, Grandad? An old captain like you probably still remember the flood.
True enough, Yurko. I am old. And I remember all sorts of things. Like you. When you were a little nipper running around here bare arse with a ribbon in your hair, screaming out how you was Princess Sophie. Poor lad, hadn't a moment's peace from his big sisters.
What about that line?
Who in God's name are you?
Henry. The Takoff blacksmith sent me. Radovan.
Blacksmith, eh? Then you'll have some explaining to do. Come along and never mind that fool Yurko. Young Samin's getting married, so we has to put up with his kin from Moravia.
We'll be needing a dozen geese. And I must tell Vashek to get 3 pigs ready for slaughter. And the carters will have to be sent to Yetchin to get at least a peck of poppy seed for cakes. And gingerbread spices. Oh, and wine, too. It's almost all gone, what we bought only last week.
Enter!
Sorry to intrude, sir. This is Henry, Blacksmith Radovan's hand.
Oh, excellent. Dorothy, leave us now. Just make sure that there's plenty of everything so long as it doesn't cost too much.
But, sir...
Not another word! Leave us! So Radovan sent you alone. Who's going to unload it all? It's a whole cartload.
Yeah, Radovan sent me, sir, but not with the goods. The thing is, he's missing his cart, along with the carter in his hands.
What? But they never came here. Are you telling me they got lost?
Well, I couldn't tell you what happened to them, sir, but it's my job to find them.
There are all sorts of vermin roaming the countryside.
Oh, no
so-
need to imagine the worst right off, Gnarly. Anyway, I need the load from that cart, so saddle up your old nag and we'll ride out, Captain. I could do with a breath of fresh air. I've had it up to the eyeballs with counting geese and pies.
What about Henry here, sir?
Well, what about him?
We could use an extra pair of hands. You know how my shoulder's acting up. Yurko is shit-faced, and your son
The older has work to do. All right, take Henry with you if you want. Just so long as he doesn't slow us down.
Thank you, sir.
So, lad, you going with us? I hope you're happy about it.
Yeah. I'll be glad to help you.
Oh, you reckon we can't manage on our own?
No, that's not how I meant it.
Take it easy, son. I'm only yanking your pizzle. By the way, the fellas at the gate say you came here on foot.
Yeah, I did.
Christ above. And how are you going to ride with us? On the back of my saddle? You're a bit big for that, ain't ya? And I'm a bit too old.
You've got a stud farm here, don't you? Couldn't I borrow one of your horses?
Aye. And then we'd never see hide nor hair of you, nor the animal again. We don't lend horses. But you're in luck. Our groom brought in a grey nag not long ago. Tell him you've got to ride out with us, and he'll give it to you for a decent price.
All right. Thanks.
Well, that should be that. Unless you've got any more questions.
Actually, this Yurko and his mate,
They're Lord Samid's kin. They're fine as long as they don't get...
only they're from Moravia, so they're never far from...
But what can I tell you, lad? Each to himself.
And you, sir? What is...
Well, son, I wonder if I...
No, I just meant, what exactly is it you...
I'm the captain here, and I'm sure... As for my name, it's a nickname. When I joined the service as a young fella, I took my gnarly club with me. I was used to it. And more than once helped me to... I broke many a hard skull with...
You're lucky you didn't turn out to...
Or Captain Headcrack.
We should probably get going.
That we should. But it's come back in the morning and we'll... If you want, stay here.
I'm sorry.
Nice meat break. Sir.
Greetings to you.
The dead man had been floating down the river for at least a week without anyone noticing. Exactly. And that's not all. The dead man had a gold chain round his neck. Can you believe it? Someone talked him off.
I reckon something devilish was involved. Don't see something like that every day.
Good day.
I'm sorry.
God bless.
Don't get ideas. I wasn't up.
You've got quite an unusual accent.
Can't you tell? From Zneumann.
But you don't like it.
You see any vineyards in Bunny Lane? Or the other one?
You're related to the Semi.
Aye. Oh, it's not every...
You're a long way.
My pa holds all his kids. We were at a wedding. Before that, it was a... That's all I mind.
Why don't you want...
Why would I want to...
Is it your custom to...
Envoy or no? That's fair.
Well...
See?
Good day to you. Greetings to you, friend. Greetings.
There's no... You won't come here making trouble.
Hang on. It was just a little joke.
You'll laugh on the other...
Leave me alone.
All right. You had your...
Greetings to you too.
Farewell.
Wait, that's my Pebbles. My girl. I thought they killed you down by that pond.
Yeah, maybe next time then. What would you like?
That grey horse you have grazing here is mine.
What do you mean, yours? I bought it fair and square. I admit, it was only for a few groschen from some suspicious lad who found it down by the Rock Tower Pond, but that horse is not branded, so it belongs to me now.
Look, you know they attacked an entourage by that pond, right?
I heard about it. That news spread through the land like wildfire.
And the one who sold it to you told you he found it by the pond, right?
Well, he did, aye.
So it's not entirely impossible she belonged to me.
Maybe not impossible, but I paid for her.
Aye, but just a few groschen. You said so yourself. Wouldn't you rather be in the good graces of someone who might have been part of that expedition?
Maybe so. All right, I'll give her to you. But you owe me one. Go and get her then. If she remembers you, she might even come when you whistle for her. May she serve you well.
It isn't safe around here.
Easy, good horse.
I'm ready to set out, sir.
All right. Stay close to us and don't go wandering off.
As you say, sir.
Where will we start searching, sir?
If they drove out of Tarkov and headed towards us, they had to pass through Troskovitz.
You keep up with that. Where will we start searching, sir?
If they drove out of Tarkov and headed towards us, they had to pass through Troskovitz.
You keep up with us, son. Troskovitz ain't far, but it seems there's fellas vanishing on the way.
Very good, Captain.
What do you think about it, Captain?
I know you told me not to jump to any conclusions, sir, but I can't help myself. Someone's running rampant around here, sir.
I know who's running rampant. Yurko in the cellar. We're out of wine again. I knew this wedding wouldn't be cheap, but I'm bleeding like a stuck pig. And the bailiff, the bride's father, you'd get more blood out of a stone than coin out of him. And then he behaves like I shit golden eggs just because I'm a noble. Even though he's got more coin than me.
Such are the times, sir. But that Yurko, he's going too far.
You know how those Moravians are. It's in his blood.
Aye, I noticed. But they're getting too much to handle. Him and his cronies. They started on young Henry, soon as he set foot on the courtyard.
What? Is that true, Henry?
It was nothing. Just a bit of a friendly brawl. They clearly had a skinful. I can understand it.
Well, I've sure as hell got no understanding for it. I hope they didn't hurt you.
Young Henry here gave Yurko a nice hammering.
Oh, that's no surprise. The fella can hardly stand upright most of the time.
You'd have to get up early to catch them sober. But they wasn't that drunk as to give Henry an easy fight.
Look here, lad. If you're such a champion, I'm sure you'd accept the challenge of an old man like myself.
I don't know, sir. I'm not sure it's a good idea.
Well, lad, that's tough. Since no one cares much what you think right now, there's an abandoned pen along the path a bit. We'll stop off there and see what you're made of.
All right, sir. If you'll excuse me, I'll explain some things to the youngster here first. Wouldn't want no accidents happening.
So, we're here. Gnarly, tell the youngster here what's what.
All right, son. You're going to fight. Hold on a mo. I'll give.
What weapon will you give me?
What would you like?
Sword?
Don't get ahead of yourself, laddie. You can have my cudgel. It might be.
Thank you, Captain.
Save the thing.
So, young'un, are you ready?
All right, let's do it.
Jesus, I'm hit. Oh, no, you don't. Take that.
What do you say, son?
You really gave me the runaround.
I'm no spring chicken, but I'm as spry as ever.
God's truth, sir. You didn't disgrace yourself, but I can see the young un has spirit. Anyways, you can keep that old junk, Henry. Even my cudgel. But take care of the old fella. He might be just a piece of wood, but he saved my arse more than once.
I will, Captain.
And since you won, I've got something else for you as well. My shield.
Isn't that a bit too much, Gnarly?
Sir, my left shoulder's fucked anyway. I can't carry no shield.
True enough.
Thank you.
Ah, I needed that. It's good to stretch the limbs every now and again. And you're pretty handy, youngster. You should come to the courtyard, and Gnarly here will give you a good education in the art of the sword.
I call it the art of not getting skewered as soon as you step foot outside the village. But do come, Henry. We've got a nice arena in Sameen. It ain't no abandoned pig pen.
You can't always choose your battleground, Gnarly. Whether it's a pig pen or an arena in Karlstein, it's the performance that counts. And while we're on the subject, where are you from, lad? It's clear you're not from Trotsky.
I'm from Silver Scallops, sir.
Aha! Now I understand why you're here. You're not the first one to flee here from the war.
I don't flee from a fight, sir. I have work here, and a lot of scores to settle.
You want to get revenge for what happened back home? That usually doesn't end well. You'd be better advised to find yourself a well-built girl, build a cottage, and visit the church and the tavern in turn. There's no helping your dead anyway.
That's nice advice, sir. Only women will tie you down, lad. Better to go and see a bit of the world. You're doing the right thing.
A nag like this couldn't have cost more than
You're a wanted man around here, you thief! Surrender! And don't try to get away! Well, get your face! You had your shot! This is your end, you... I've been waiting for you! what you're made of!
Calm down. I surrender.
You've been loitering around where you shouldn't have. And I've received report. Don't think you've been accused. You'll pay a fine, and if...
Are you yanking my pizzle, or just really trying?
Shut your... I won't be intimidated by a...
Take me away.
Now, let's have a look.
Take a look then.
Good. You don't have anything... You won't have... I'll lock you up at...
My arms are all sore. What a disgrace.
A fine help you were. Clear off.
Run along. We'll manage on our own.
A nag like this.
Good Lord. What did you roll around in?
was that noise? Woodcutters? Why do you work for...
Well, anywhere else they'd have kicked me. He says every...
And you see that...
I see a coin, that's all I care.
What did you do before...
A bit of this. When I was still a boy, I stirred. Let's say not. That's what I'm... See you soon, my friend.
Lord be with you.
I'm Henry, Miller Crazel's new apprentice. He sent me to search for a niter pit, and said you might be able to help me with that.
Of course I will. I'm Bonnie. Nice to meet you.
Bonnie? It's not a name I hear often.
It's not the name I was baptized with. In our craft, it ain't a good idea to tell people your real name. That's why we use nicknames. What should we call you?
The poet.
Well, that's not very creative. You know what? I'll come up with a nickname for you myself when I get to know you better. Did you bring me something from the mill?
Actually, Crazel said you'd appreciate some herbs.
He's right there. Do you have some for me?
I'm sorry. I've got nothing for you.
I reckon I'll just have to scrape together the ingredients for that magic ritual myself.
What kind of magic ritual?
The kind where Zenek finally gets some sense into his head and stops making stupid beginner's mistakes. Just so you know, that mess with the author of Hermes Trismegistos would never have happened to me. Not me. While we're on the subject of rituals, did Crazel tell you about the golem?
He did.
And what do you think of it?
I'm curious to see what a golem made of flour will look like, but I'm mostly curious to see if Crazel will really be able to breathe life into it with the help of saltpeter.
I'm more worried that as soon as it comes to life, it'll slay us all with one blow. So, if by some chance it looks like something's going wrong, you won't see my heels for dust. And I suggest you do the same. But that's enough of that. We're not going to stand here talking about flower golems when we've barely just met. I'd like to chat with you too, Henry. Get to know you a bit. But if you're in a hurry to find Crazel's saltpeter, I won't keep you.
No.
You know what? I'll start. When they caught Zenek in Troskovitz, I was scared out of my mind that they'd catch me and clap me in the stocks. I had to hide out here for a while, so I haven't had anyone to talk to. Life in the lair isn't all fun and games. Zenek and all the other mill knuckleheads were never worth much as company. So I'm glad the millers finally found a normal hand for once. But it's a shame I don't have my dog Sniffer no more. It was fun with him at least.
Crazel mentioned that he died.
Aye, from some fucking disease. He started getting these lumps all over his body. Then he stopped eating and what about you? What kind of family are you from?
Also, thieves?
No. Pa was a blacksmith. I inherited something from him, I hope.
Oh, really? Would you teach me how to make, maybe, barrel hoops?
Those are pretty hard. Wouldn't you rather start with, maybe nails?
Sure. I'm pretty quick to learn and patient. That is, with one exception. When Krazel starts spouting off his alchemy theories, I'd rather run for the hills. What do you think of the old miller, anyway?
I don't know what to say to that. I still don't know him all that well.
I understand. Best not to bite the hand that feeds you for no good reason. Thanks for talking to me. It really is good to have someone to pour my heart out to. But now, about that saltpeter. Before you came, and before Zenek fucked up with the manuscript, we collected saltpeter all over the place, mainly in sties. It has to be scraped from the walls. Horrible work, time-consuming and annoying. I'm not going to lie to you. We also looked in a few chests, just in case. You know. Anyhow, now all the styes in the region are scraped clean and we're sitting pretty on a nice barrel of saltpeter.
A barrel isn't much.
But we did bloody thorough job. Unfortunately, Krazel said we need at least 6 times as much.
6 times? Will one saltpeter pit be enough?
I reckon so. There should be as much as Krazel needs for his masterwork. If you're looking for it, you ought to know how saltpeter forms. Do you have any idea?
No, I don't. And Krazel, of course, didn't tell me shit.
Don't forget that saltpeter crystals are formed in places where something is rotting. It can be shit or carcasses. Well, a saltpeter pit is actually nothing more than a mass grave. The best natural saltpeter maker.
Krazel said saltpeter is a vessel for life energy. I get it that it's left over from dead bodies, but how do you get it from shit?
God's mysterious ways. You know how it is.
And he also wanted me to taste it. That's nonsense, though, isn't it?
Unfortunately, it isn't. Otherwise, you won't know if it's saltpeter or some other shit. It feels kind of cold on the tongue.
Jesus. And you know where to look for such a pit full of carcasses, do you?
Not exactly, but I have an idea. Times are evil and there's plenty of corpses. A person who's digging holes and throwing dead bodies into them and doesn't even know he's got a a saltpeter mine.
The local gravedigger?
Exactly. And the one we have here in the region is also the Knacker.
Well, I haven't met him yet.
The cemetery is beyond Troskovitz, towards the Apollonia Rocks.
So I'm in for a...
Seems like it. Too bad you could... I learned a lot during that time, and
I'll keep that in mind.
That old gravedigger will be suspicious. He's always dragging those carcasses.
Good idea.
He lives a short way from the cemetery, so at least lots of the poet...
I'd like you to teach...
It can be done. And what would you like? See you soon, my friend. What are you doing here?
glad to see polite people like you. God be with you.
Greetings, Master Guard. I should have left that chamomile on the fire a bit longer. I left that chamomile on the fire too long, I reckon. I didn't boil that chamomile long enough, did I?
I'm always glad to see polite people like you. God be with you.
Greetings, Master Guard.
doing here at night?
God be with you. Keep the peace, and we'll stay friends.
God be with you. How's the watch going?
Greetings to you.
Don't get ideas. I wasn't.
I'm sorry.
Captain, I'd like to ask...
Oh, now all of a sudden you're interested.
Sorry,
Another job.
it's complicated.
We found it, along with those two hands.
I see.
It turned out them hired hands of Radovans had ideas of their own. They made a deal with some robber baron by the name of Gules to take the cart to him with the... And they didn't cheat only Radovan. They tried it on Gules, too. Wanted to keep the...
And you found...
More or less. You can tell Radovan he won't be seeing his hands again. Oh, and that older one's decorating all... And next time Lord Samine gives you a job...
I will, Cap...
Farewell.
So, job done. The cart was found.
Whew. That's a relief. And what happened?
It turned out they tried to rob you.
Oh. They did they?
Aye. They plotted with some...
The bastards. I should have realized. And how did you get the cart?
Well, I went to ask at Semine, like you wanted.
I hope you offered...
Well,
So you just told Lord...
I'm sorry.
Sorry my arse.
I went to Semine, but dealing...
And dealing with you is an easy job.
I'll get better, I promise.
That's for sure.
So, what can I help?
Young Lord... Look, you must have seen Agnes.
I haven't seen Agnes. Is she pretty?
Pretty doesn't do her justice. She's a beauty. And how about you, lad? Have you...
Yeah. And I hope she'll wait. Her name's
A girl from the mill? You want to... A wedding's a serious business. You're not just getting a... So you have to show them you're a man who's worth it. Old Semyon wants a special sword forged for his...
Excellent. So what are we waiting for?
Hold your horses. It can't be any old steel.
A blade of first-class steel?
That's right.
Ah, I see. We don't have any welded steel for that kind of sword, do we?
God's nails. You really know your stuff, youngster. And you're right. We don't...
I'd like to know where you're going to get your hands on some welded steel.
Relax, lad. There's this old hermit called Ambrose, living in Apollonia.
And he can pray for us?
God's nails, let me... The word is, he was fighting heathens years ago in faraway Andalusia. And folks say they saw this interesting broke from the description. It seems our peculiar hermit...
Welded Spanish steel? There's nothing better for a sword.
See now?
Naturally.
They say that Ambrose the Hermit has changed a lot recently. People from far and wide used to go to him for remedy. I even heard he made a pact with the devil.
What strange goings-on?
I heard something in the tavern about some...
With the devil?
No idea.
Where can I find the hermit?
I know he has a hut somewhere in Apollonia.
Right. I'll try to find... In return, you'll get me invited.
If it means so much to you, go and see Betty from the Troskovitz Tavern. She'll definitely... But Henry, if there's the best sword in the world...
Come and see the criminal, a miscreant who couldn't keep his hands off other people's locks and purses. Gather round, take a good look. This scoundrel bragged to the whole tavern that he had the nimblest fingers in the land, and in the very same
God be with you. Keep the peace and we'll stay friends.
Cheers.
He tried to steal the
I hope you have an uneventful shift.
But when he saw a watchman, the coward tried to flee.
About the clothes he made for Older. He says he's never sewn anything that fine in his entire life. I just can't wait. Take care.
Greetings, innkeeper. I've come to apologize for the fight we caused. And also to ask if there is anything I can do to help.
Latch in the stable when the horses bolted, lad.
How so? Did something happen?
I had a couple cumans come in here and get in a brawl with the locals. What the hell did I do that people fight in here all the time?
Did anyone get hurt?
Bah! They broke a couple of pictures and Wojtek took a punch in the gob, but nothing else. Go and see Wojtek if you want. Maybe he'll tell you more than I can.
I need some advice.
You want some advice? Here's some for free. I catch you fighting here again, and I'll spank your bare ass like a brat.
I said I'm sorry.
But the Cumans are still stinking up the place. Down to business.
I promised Radovan the blacksmith I'd go and see Ambrose the hermit in Apollonia.
My God, lad, stay away from Ambrose the hermit. Sold his soul to the devil and won't talk to no...
I heard that as well. But it seems a bit... far.
So why would an evil spirit suddenly start appearing near Apollonia?
And has anyone sent to the castle for the priest?
Not at all. Bailiff, 4 strangers came here yesterday. They sat in the corner there.
What strangers?
They looked like monks, only they had daggers. I'm telling you, there's something fishy going on around Ambrose.
But I have to speak to him.
Didn't you hear what I said? He doesn't speak to nobody. I'd think long and hard before doing it.
What's the latest news?
Have you heard about the Divozhenka?
No.
In the rocks below Semaine, the Divozhenka. It's been a few nobles would sometimes even go, but now they say she put a spell, and it happened now, of all time.
What even is a Divo?
You haven't seen one yet? A Divozhenka is a wild. You can find them deep. Sometimes they're... You shouldn't go.
Why not?
The Samine lot did that. They were worried she might put, especially now, so they took... And that's about...
Sounds interesting.
God be with you.
Whoa!
Do I know you? You don't remember me, you fucker. You sold me that magical ointment for 50 groschen. You said it would make me invisible.
You will be. You just have to rub it all over.
I did that from head to toe. I was all sticky and reeked like a bloody beggar. But I sure wasn't invisible.
But you were. You can still see yourself when you rub it on, you see? But it makes you invisible to everyone else.
Cut the bullshit, you rotten bastard. The women... Fuck!
I've been attacked, help!
Do it!
Show your stuff. I'm wounded.
I'll rip your arse open!
I've been attacked, help!
They're no match for us, fucker.
Fuck! I'll kill ya!
Someone!
Too slow!
I've been waiting for you.
Show your...
They're no match for us, fucker.
You had enough, yeah? What the?
Someone! Help!
Hey?
I've been waiting for you.
Someone! Help!
What the?
I've been attacked!
Fuck!
Help!
What the?
Stop! You fucker!
Someone! Help!
Huh? I'll cut your balls off! Show your stuff!
Somebody gave you a good working over. Are you all right?
Well, this? Nah, it's nothing. But thanks for asking.
Quick! Hey, you there! Please help me!
What's going on?
I beg you, untie me! Thanks for untying me. Help me!
How about I take a look at your wounds? No, but I... Didn't even hurt, did it?
Well, it almost didn't hurt.
Tell me more about this.
I was ambushed by a band of thugs. 4 men. They beat the shit out of me.
Oh, be thankful they didn't murder you.
True as that may be, they took...
I'll help you. As a
God will repay you. If you have some old boots and hose would...
I can't give you any.
My lord, what are you... You're back.
We'll see. I'll help you.
God will... If you... Boots and...
I'll find you some. I don't have a...
Right.
I'll give you some money. Here you are. That's all I can spare.
Thank you so much. And God be with you.
Be careful with that scythe.
Bloody hell. This hasn't been here for long. It looks like some kind of notes. Like a diary. Let's have a look at it then. the hermit's grave? There ought to be somewhere around here. We need a spade for this. We need to get a spade first. We can't do this without a spade. Now that's what I call steel. It may be broken, but there's hardly a trace of rust.
God be with you. Keep the peace, and we'll stay friends.
God be with you.
Fucking steel. How can I help you today, friend?
I talked to Betty.
And?
Nothing yet.
And Betty?
Well...
Betty?
She didn't.
Ah. And if she's a...
Yeah.
And get a move... What do you want? Speak up!
So I'm back, Master Blacksmith.
Excellent.
He's dead.
What? You...
No, not me. It just got a bit... complicated. The hermit died a few days ago. I had to find his grave. And this sword was on it. You weren't...
God's nails.
First class... welded steel. Ambrose must have broken the sword himself, deliberately.
That's exactly what we need. See now, youngster. My
Right. Well...
You haven't disappointed me yet, lad. So I'm
Wait, I thought you wanted to do it yourself.
Not at all.
Damn it. I'm burning it.
Pissing down rain again.
Well, this one's gonna need some more work. Herrgott, that's not good. Looks good. Now just to temper it.
What's the hold up, innkeeper?
What do you need? Hurry up. I don't have a...
I've got something for you, blacksmith.
God's nails.
I'd say it looks pretty much like a sword, eh?
Looks like. This is a damned fine piece of steel. Damn.
Thanks. I was glad to help, but now...
I'll pay you, of course. And if you want to do some smithing...
No, you know full well what I need.
Why is it so important for you?
I have my reasons. And you don't need...
God's nails, lad. You're full of mysteries. But whatever. That's your business. We can set off...
Would you repair...